6 seconds have ticked away here. I suppose we're actually live. And in this live session, I'm actually reaching out to someone. Um, I'm not actually sure if I'm even reaching out to the right person or not. But for a time during my live streams, um, there was someone who came aboard and their icon uh, beside their handle was kind of distinctive. And through a little bit of searching and a little bit of luck, I guess, maybe, I might have stumbled across who it may actually be on YouTube. And I took a look at this individual's channel and was quite intrigued. And I'm praying that they might join us today. But we're going to have to see. So, it's a beautiful day outside. Looks like it's going to be quite warm. I'm still pretty much shut in. It's just the way it is. And I'm wondering what everybody else is doing out there. So, what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and chill for a second. I think I've got a little coffee left. I'm not real sure. Yeah, a little. I guess I'll fire up one of these things. Hello. Welcome. Would you like to enter something into the chat and just say hello and who you are, or where you're from, maybe? It's okay if you don't want to, you know. It's okay to be shy. We're just spending a little time together this morning. And I'm just praying for someone. You may have seen the handle or the at. I mentioned the channel at the beginning of the beginning of the or at the title of the chat, so, or the live stream. So. And Fat Peg says hi. Hello, Fat Peg. How are you today? And thank you for the like. Whoever put the like up there, we always appreciate this. It helps give us all a little bit of encouragement. So, yeah. So, would you mind if I just called you a Peg? Oh, my name. Oh my gosh. I thought it would say that on somewhere whenever you checked into the live stream. My name is Bruno, Bruno. Yeah. So, Peg, is it all right if I just call you Peg? Is that okay? Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm curious about your name. Um, is your name Peggy? Um, is that actually your name? Oh, your name is Trenton. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm still going to call you Peg because, it, once we, you can have a YouTube handle and then you can have a real name, but I get kind of confused and my short term memory isn't what it used to be. So, but this way it just kind of looks, it's a little bit easier, and other people that join in the chat later, they know who in the chat that, I'm talking to. So, yeah. So we're just going to call you Peg. Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate it. Fat Pig says no problem. Yeah. Oh, and Fat Pig said that it was a nice name, and my name was nice. Well, it's a name. We've all got them. So, if I might ask, Peg, how old are you? 15. Oh, yeah. Boy, that was a long time ago for me. Yikes. So, where are you located? I mean, what part of the world are you located in? Oh, you're in Ohio. Okay. Not too far away. You're an hour ahead of us, so it's about, let's see here, about 11:33, 11:34 your time, so you must be getting ready for lunch, I'd like to think. And Lehi's checked in and said hi. Hi, Lehi. And Jacob White says, "Can you please smoke a cigarette on stream? I would like to see more cigarette-related content on this platform. It's an untapped niche that someone should capitalize on." I don't encourage smoking. I really don't, because it's really, really not good for anyone's health, including my own. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't start smoking cigarettes till I was well into my 40s. But yeah, you just happened to catch me at the right moment. So, it's just something I do, um, for a lot of reasons. And none of them are really good. But, you know, a man without vice is a man without virtue either, they say. So, yeah. Nope. So there you go, kid. See if I can get this thing lit. And Lehi is asked, "How old are you?" Well, I'm 63. And if I might ask, Lehi and Jacob, how old are you? Just curious. Ooh, Lehi is 11. Yeah. Don't start this, Lehi. Promise me you don't start this. And without being too specifically high, where in the world are you? And Lehigh has responded, Madison. Madison. Sorry. I looked up above the camera because it's just, I didn't mean to, but yeah, Madison. Well, okay. Madison's okay. I've been to Madison, Wisconsin a couple of times. Kind of like Madison. I think I've been to Madison, Illinois a couple of times too. Of course, we have Madison County over by St. Louis, across the state. So, how are things in Madison, Lehigh? I think there might have been storms up by Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah. What's the weather like outside? And David Bender's checked in with the weather. Report from Madison, Wisconsin. They had tornadoes last night, very cloudy today with a high of 56 right now, unusual for July. Wow. It's amazing what a few hundred miles difference makes, isn't it, Dave? I'm down here in Olney, and it was hot and muggery here. But yeah, I can remember Madison being quite a bit cooler. Was there much damage in Madison? Was anybody hurt? Lehigh says that they don't know. Yeah, years ago I made a trip up to Madison to talk with Steve Van Gelder, who ran a bus company up there. I was thinking about going to work for him. Interesting character. Nice bus company. Knew several of his drivers. Can't remember their names now. So long ago. But I also, after I went to work for the phone company, I got to know some people up in northern Illinois, up around Belvedere, where they had had a tornado years ago that really tore up the town. I've known a lot of people over the years who've had, real close calls with tornadoes. So, yeah. So I wonder if Reverend Mother Cheryl is watching. Just pray she's okay. I'd like to think it was her that was watching these live streams earlier. Because they seemed like a really, really nice people, like a really, really nice person. Even if it wasn't Reverend Mother Cheryl, whoever it was. They used Greek characters for their handle, and I couldn't make them out. I had no way of writing them down. But like I said, the icon she used beside her or beside their name. I used to call them the Greek, if anybody is familiar with some of my other live streams that I've done. It was just convenient. But you all are here now, and that's a good thing. Guess that means we're not alone. Of course, we're never really alone. And this thing is going out. So I'm going to take a sip of my cheap, or not so cheap, phony coffee. Of course, today is July the 17th, 2023, or 2025. Very significant day. I was watching CBS Evening News last night and CBS Evening News Plus. And John Dickerson made several observations as to the significance of July 17th. And of the two dates, or the two things that happened in history on July 17th, I'm old enough to remember one of them. And that was the launch of Apollo 11 as it departed to take the first humans to the moon. And I'm wondering if any of you are old enough to remember that. I mean, I'm 63, I'm an old guy. And in 1969, I was 7 years old. Can't remember precisely where I was at the time of the launch, but I do remember watching it live on TV. And Walter Cronkite's narration of it. And at that time, my father was working for Aerojet, which themselves were in the aerospace industry, largely in the construction of what were called sounding rockets, and also in the development of propulsion systems and various other defense-related things. That was what Aerojet did. And yeah, so, you know, through Dad's connection to that, and the fact that my mother was a very, very intelligent woman, and at one time worked for Argonne National Laboratories, yeah, we all sat around and watched the launch. And I remember how we all prayed. My family was there. My cousins on my dad's side were there. My grandma were there. We were all there. I remember when they landed on July 20th of 1969, how we all prayed. And for the next 3 years, or 3.5 years, from time to time, another one of those great, incredible Saturn V rockets would lift off from Pad 39A at Cape Canaveral. And lift the little crew of 3 and the command module and the lunar module off into the void of space and towards the moon. And whenever it happened, it seemed like the entire world stopped. That we all were focused on that, which was really interesting because America was still involved in Southeast Asia and the Vietnam War. Well, this kept going on until December 17th of 1970, December 14th, I'm sorry. December 14th of 1972. I looked this up last night because I couldn't remember the last time humans were on the moon. But we kept going back until December, I think it was the 14th of 1972, when the last human footprints were left on the surface of the moon. I think if we learned anything useful, and by the way, I made a video about this and put it up last night, but I'm going to tell it again. If we learned anything useful by the trillions of dollars that have been spent, not only in man's exploration of the moon, but our further pursuits into our solar system and even deeper into space, well, the first thing we learned is that the moon isn't made of green cheese. But we keep looking. Because we're humans. We like more cheese. We want more cheese. We pursue relentlessly into the galaxy now. Deep into it with the most powerful telescopes, looking for more cheese. This pursuit of cheese is all-consuming to some. It's the real reason that the space programs and research exist. And those that are so deeply involved with it are so consumed by it. And it's their great secret that they never tell anybody, that the only reason that we pursue domination or exploration or expeditions further into space is because we're looking for green cheese. Don't ask me how I know. Like I said, Mom worked for Argon. Dad worked for Aerojet. We knew a thing or two in my family. We also knew it was an insane pursuit, because all we had to do is go to the grocery store. We could have all the cheese we wanted. And if we wanted the best cheese, we made sure that that cheese came from Wisconsin. So I wonder about the rest of you. Are you looking for green cheese? And so far, nobody has chimed in. Yeah. Maybe you're just all happy with the cheese you find at the grocery store. Of course, we all know that cheese comes from cows. Cow's milk, generally. I mean, there's goat's milk cheese too, and that's good. And who knows where the green cheese and the moon thing originated? Probably that little ditty about, hey, diddle, diddle, the cat and the fiddle, and the cow jumped over the moon. Yeah. All it takes is one drop, and something utterly unbelievable can occur. Utterly unbelievable. And then the next thing you know, all the enzymes and the bacteria and things ferment, and you've got a moon made of green cheese. I don't know. But for our family, we just go to the grocery store. A Safeway or Albertsons, whatever it was out there in California. Vons. Cheese in the dairy aisle. There it is. Sometimes we'd go to the Italian store that was out by Cucamonga. They had cheese out there too. Oh, the Gorgonzola and the Parmesan and the Reggiano. Oh, those sharp Italian cheeses. Slice into them, and they were so sharp, you'd smell them. And it was almost like your nose would itch on the inside. Yeah. Happy memories. Well, gee whiz. Doesn't look like Reverend Mother Cheryl is going to show up. Or Greek, whoever it may be. I pray that they're okay. I pray that all of you are okay. And since we got 29:10, that's coming up on a half an hour, it doesn't appear that there's anybody actually. Whoops. There's Peg. There he is. I was just getting ready to hang this thing up. So what's up? What'd you find out while you were out there? Did you catch any of the conversation about the moon being made of green cheese? I'm trying to put the phone in a position where I can hold it. I'm losing strength in my left arm, so I can't hold it up like I used to. It's getting kind of worse in my hand, but that's just the way it is. Getting old. My allergies is starting to catch up with me. And yours. I've got the little screen door held open a little bit so the smoke doesn't all accumulate in the house. It's one of the reasons why I sit here and smoke by the door. Yeah. Welcome aboard. Hello. I can see one is watching this. And now they be none. Hello. And you say hello and it goes to 0. It's okay. It's all right to be shy. But your thoughts are important, you know. It's always interesting because I know that, in today's world, people check into live streams for all kinds of different reasons. Some to chat with their friends, some like to troll, some like to find out what's going on. Some are just morbidly curious. That's okay. I'd like to think that everyone who's not checking into my chat and live stream has more important things to do. And when I say more important things, I mean, that they're serving God in some way. Maybe spending time with their family, maybe helping somebody who's less fortunate. Of course, there's a lot of war in the world right now. It's not a pleasant thought. I'd like to think that God desires us to live in peace and harmony as we will in heaven. And He shared so much with us. Or should I say, they've shared so much with us. Because it's he, she, them. They are the monarchy. And the Lord that I serve. Doesn't make me any great shakes. Heaven knows I'm imperfect. But it holds me together. All right. Well, we're 35 minutes, 10 seconds in. Not getting much in the way of chat. So we're just kind of consuming positive and negative ions here. taking up space on the internet web thingy. And bandwidth is precious. So, I guess I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And Reverend Mother Cheryl, if you happen to see this later, my prayers are with you. Wherever you are. Good luck and Godspeed. And I hope to see all of you around town.